What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Joe Downs back with another video, guys. I hope y'all are having an amazing day. We about to get into some Black Ops Cold War stuff. Nothing too crazy, just a little slight itty bitty stuff. I got some gameplay in the background. This is actually my first game of Black Ops Cold War. I know the last video kind of clickbaited the title, saying that it was my first Black Ops Cold War game. It actually wasn't. I didn't do that on purpose. I actually meant to put this video in that video, but I just didn't. So this is my actual first game on Black Ops Cold War in the alpha. This is some old footage. Obviously, the alpha is already over. But yeah, man, we're gonna go ahead and hop into some of the things that I really want to see in the beta that weren't in the alpha, or maybe some things that were in the alpha that I didn't like. I'm gonna just give y'all a whole rundown about how I feel about Black Ops Cold War in general. So let's get it. Alright, so first of all, the biggest thing that I really want to address is skill-based matchmaking. Obviously, a lot of people have already talked about it, and I'm not really going to get into skill-based matchmaking too much because I'm sure everybody already knows what skill-based matchmaking is and how it works. So I'm just going to give you guys my experience on skill-based matchmaking, if I experienced it at all, and also I'm going to let you guys know how my first like 5 games went, since after the 5 games, you know, that's usually when skill-based matchmaking kicks in. So my first 5 games were actually pretty decent. You guys are going to see in this gameplay I did pretty well. I was usually getting my chopper gunner, you know, pretty often for those first 5 games. I never went into a match thinking that I wasn't going to get it. But for the most part, my first 5 games were really easy, really cool. They honestly felt like old traditional Call of Duty games felt. And when I say old traditional Call of Duty games, I didn't really play too many of the games back then, but the oldest game that I can remember is Black Ops 3. Now, according to somebody that works on the skill-based matchmaking at Treyarch, this guy said that the past Call of Duty games, ever since Black Ops 2, have had skill-based matchmaking in some type of way, even including Black Ops 2. So when I hear that, you know, it's nothing that's too, you know, crazy or nothing. Like, I kind of figured there was skill-based matchmaking in some of those games, especially Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3 was the first time that I actually played COD really heavy, and I noticed that whenever I played with some of my friends and stuff, it was just really crazy. Like, the skill-based matchmaking was really like strong. I wasn't that good. I probably had like a 0.6 or 0.7 KD, and I would hop into games with them with their 1.5s and 2 KDs and stuff and get demolished. But whenever I played by myself, you know, I would do alright. I would get even every once in a while or something like that. So I could notice that in Black Ops 3. But on top of that, I will say that the skill level of the lobbies that you find in Black Ops 3 are nothing like the skill levels that you find in these earlier CODs that have heavy, strict skill-based matchmaking. And I think the reason why that is because the matchmaking back then, it just was mostly based on location. Now, somebody did already explain this. I do believe it was Exclusive Ace who explained that back in some of the older CODs that did have skill-based matchmaking, the skill-based matchmaking wasn't that big of a deal because the game pretty much match made you with people that were in your location. They focused on that more so than skill-based matchmaking. Whereas nowadays, you could play somebody with a 3.4 KD all the way across the world. Just as long as their skill matches up with yours, it doesn't matter what the location is or where they are. So I just wanted to give y'all that quick rundown real quick. And now we're going to hop into some gun balancing and weapon balancing and perks and things like that. So the biggest thing in this alpha, which a lot of people noticed, was that the AK-74U was really strong. They did say that they were going to tune that, or that they already did tune that. As y'all may already know, this is actually a later version of the game that we're playing. Well, earlier version of the game that we're playing. They've already made changes and adjustments to it. Even as we were already playing the alpha, they have a current version that's even better. They're just not releasing it to us yet because, of course, they're going to release it for the beta. So the AK-74U is getting nerfed. It's definitely very strong, I wouldn't say overpowered, but it's just so much stronger than any other gun in the game. I mean, I had the XM4 a lot of times, and I was getting beamed way across the map on like satellite with the AK-74U, and that just shouldn't be happening. I mean, I'm not I'm not a bad player, but you know, if I'm going up against other average players or players that are my skill level because of skill-based matchmaking, then I shouldn't be getting beamed across the map with the SMG when I have an AR that's accurate and capable of hitting those long-range shots. Another thing that they addressed were the sniping, the way that the snipers work. I think I already did say something about this in a previous video. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest, but basically they buffed the snipers on purpose during this alpha so that they could get, you know, some type of feedback from the community or whatever, so that they could nerf it for the beta, which is going to be crossplay. A lot of people don't mention that whenever they talk about the beta. The beta will be crossplay. The first week of the beta, or the first, I think when the 8th hits, that's exclusive only to PS4 players. But during that weekend, it'll all be crossplay, so we'll be able to play with Xbox and PC players. And so that's why they set it up to, you know, kind of buff up the snipers to see how bad they have to nerf it, if at all, which they definitely do. They're pretty strong. So along with nerfing the snipers, I don't think that they should get a super hard nerf, because I kind of honestly like the way that the snipers are right now. They're not OP. Even if they left it as it is right now, I wouldn't be too hurt about it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that they need to make the ADS time any slower. I don't think they need to do anything with the damage of the snipers. They all felt good. They never felt OP at any point during the alpha, in my experience. But one thing that I will say is it's very frustrating to put 6, 7, 8 shots into a guy and he just quick scopes you. Like, I just don't think that that should happen. And so to negate that from happening, I think that they should add flinch only to the snipers. It shouldn't be extreme flinch, just minor flinch to the snipers, so that when they do try and aim in and quick scope you and you're firing, you know what I'm saying, a whole bunch of shots into them, it's a lot harder for them to hit that shot. I feel like that's a really good nerf. It's a good way to balance it and all, you know, just so it'll be much like some of the other guns in the game, you know, in terms of the way that they match up and kind of, you know, balance. Last but not least, I wanted to go ahead and get into the perks and the grenades. The perks in this game are all pretty amazing, except for Ninja. Ninja is a garbage perk in this game. I don't know why they made the footsteps so easy to hear. I mean, it's like, it's pretty ridiculous. I love the sound in this game, honestly. In my opinion, it feels a lot better than it sounds a lot better than Modern Warfare. However, the Ninja perk has to be better, man. I shouldn't be hearing I hear my own footsteps way louder than I hear anybody else's footsteps when I have the Ninja perk on. And so sometimes during the alpha, I had to like go into my creative class and make sure that I had Ninja on, because my footsteps were just so loud. I could have sworn I didn't have it on. So I think they really need to, you know what I'm saying, make a change to that. Also, the way that you throw the grenades in this game is really weird. Like, I don't know if anybody else feels like that, but if you ever throw the grenade in Black Ops 4, not the cluster grenade, but the regular grenade, it kind of feels like that. And also, they kind of added the hit marker for the grenade. The frag grenade is the same as like a stun or something. So I kind of get confused on whether I'm throwing my frag or if I just accidentally press the button and I'm throwing my stun. It didn't happen too much, but the grenades definitely felt weird, and I definitely heard a lot of other people complain about that. So I just felt like I should address it. Also, before I forget, I also wanted to add that some players have their names, their Activision IDs really short. Like, they'll have like a dot, or like my friend Drill Toxic, he just has high for his Activision ID. They definitely need to move over the names so that they're right above players' heads. That's a really big issue in this game, and it also was an issue, if you guys remember, in the Modern Warfare beta when we played that. A lot of players' names would be off center. I don't know if that's still a thing that's in Modern Warfare. I probably adjusted to it by now, and maybe it still is a thing, but I'm not 100% sure. But guys, that's gonna wrap it up. I really do hope you enjoyed this video. I really tried to gather up as much information about the alpha as I could through my gameplay and through other people's gameplay. So I hope you guys really do enjoy this rundown, And let's look forward to the beta, man. I'm excited. I know y'all excited, man. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that, man. Another day, another down. You feel me? Peace.